When you think of safety, you might think of that job, that career option, or that relationship that doesn't feel risky at all. And in fact, the safe option is often used as something that is not very exciting, but that doesn't cause you any stress or worries and therefore feels safe. But that's not really what safety is. Being stagnant, being in a situation that doesn't give you any excitement or any fulfillment, that's artificially created safety because you really just created a situation where you avoid the thing you're afraid of. But you're still afraid of it. The fear is still sort of lurking under the surface. It's just you've created a situation where you don't have to deal with it. Now, real safety means that you feel safe enough to take a risk and to trust yourself to be able to handle whatever comes from it. So say you're in a relationship, it means that you're able to have healthy conflicts and you're not worried about the other person leaving you immediately because you just have a fight one time. Being safe in your job might feel like you can just make mistakes and try different things and you won't get fired. Or if you're in your own business, it means that you just put yourself out there and you'll risk failure without feeling like that means it's the end of the world. Safety means that you trust yourself, you trust that you can rely on others because we don't have to do everything alone. And it also means that you trust that whatever happens, you will have the resilience to deal with it. And we all have these situations that make us feel a bit more unsafe than others. And it doesn't even have to be logically able to explain it. Like, it might be something that seems really random. Like, some people have a lot of money and they still worry a lot about money and they feel really scared every time they have to pay a big amount of money. And it makes them feel really unsettled in their bodies. Some people live in a really safe area where there's not a lot of crime and they'll still feel really afraid to walk alone there. And it's just that sort of hyper-vigilant feeling where you're constantly scanning for danger, even if you know rationally it's probably not there. And that often has to do a lot with our upbringing, with how our parents feel about certain situations, about the experiences we have in the past. So if you've had a negative experience that feels kind of traumatic, that's still sort of in your system, then you might feel unsafe when you're actually not unsafe. But it's not a feeling that you can just bypass by telling yourself like, hey, I'm not actually unsafe, because it's a very physical sensation. And the way our nervous system works is that when we feel we are in danger, it has a tunnel vision to that danger. So we're not really able to be creative or to be connected to other people or be really present in the moment because we're really focused on that danger and on staying away from it, on avoiding it, or maybe taking action to make it go away. So we're really activated in that situation. And the more unsafe we feel, if it's like a big part of our lives, that means we really go through life very activated and very ready to react to danger. And, trying to build a life around avoiding that danger might be very tempting. And sometimes that helps a little bit. Sometimes if you're really worried about money, like having a good grip on your finances can help a lot. If you feel like you're really afraid to walk the streets at night, finding an area that feels a little safer to you, or maybe not walking alone at night, can really help you feel a little bit safer. But there's also situations where you can't really do that, where it's not rational like that. So you can't be avoiding that danger at all costs. It costs a lot of time and energy to push the danger down and to build your life around feeling safe. So true safety, we can kind of build by gently exposing ourselves to what feels dangerous and what feels kind of unsafe. And then finding the tools to regulate our nervous system back to being calm and connected. Just like we all have things that make us feel unsafe, we also have things that make us feel safe. And that's very different for everybody, but knowing what feels safe to you is very, very helpful in this situation. It might be the sound of the waves, it might be just being in nature, petting your dog, or talking to a good friend or your mom. And knowing what can bring you back to being calm helps you going into that situation that feels scary. And you don't have to go all the way in. In fact, it's really good to go very slow and sort of gently expose yourself to it and then regulate your nervous system back to calm. That is something that allows you to gently stretch the resilience of your nervous system to feel more safe. And this can be a little bit of a journey. It's usually not a very fast process, but it is the way to build genuine safety and to really feel like you don't have to avoid unsafe situations. You don't have to build your life around constantly being hypervigilant or potentially taking action. It means you're ready to really live your life and to have joy and fulfillment and true connection and not having to constantly focus on that danger. Now, this is definitely something that I think a lot of people can use some help with. So that could be your support network where you share them that you're working on this, but I definitely also recommend working with a professional in the beginning, because that can really help when you get this regulated to get back into your body.